Yeah, there's got to be some concern right now in the inner sanctum of the Padres because it's been a grind of a baseball season. Everybody's got 3 weeks left. Everybody's got 20 to 25 games left on the schedule. Dylan Cease has not been the same starting pitcher since the no-hitter. John, his last 6 games, he's thrown 33 innings, 22 runs, 31 hits, 12 bases on balls, and the home run ball has reappeared. He put a lot of guys on base in his last 6 starts. Joe Musgrove was cruising. This is amazing. He would buzz through the first 3 innings against the Giants, got 9 in a row, and then got lit up in the 4th inning. 7 straight hits San Francisco had in the Sunday game, and he gave up 3 home runs along the way. He says he's not having physical problems. He stayed in the game and obviously continued to pitch, but not good. And I'm bothered by how many times Mike Schilt picks up the phone and goes to the bullpen and asks for Robert Suarez. I just don't think you can ask a guy who throws 100 miles an hour to pitch 5 times in 7 games. And that's what they did with Robert Suarez. And, of course, he fell apart over the weekend, too. They do have a safety valve. I don't know if he's ready. Matt Waldron has only pitched twice at El Paso. He pitched, I think, 4 1/3 innings in his last start, gave up, I think, 4 runs along the way. They may need to bring him back here just to give him a little bit of a break. So, the Padres now go on the road, and they're playing a team that's in desperation mode. Seattle is fighting for its damn playoff life. With all the money and all the player acquisitions Jerry Dipoto has made, they've just really scuffled. So the Padres will start Yu Darvish Tuesday up in Seattle against the Mariners' pretty competitive pitching staff. So it's going to be a big challenge there. So, John, you saw what I saw on the weekend. What's your spin of where the Padres are? Are you concerned about Cease and Musgrove?
Yeah, I am concerned, and because Atlanta and the Mets are winning. And so that gap has closed a lot in the last few days. But to your point about Cease, you're right. He's not the same as he was. So it makes you wonder about the wear and tear. The Musgrove deal, we saw him in the early part of the season before he got hurt, where he had a few of those innings that were uncharacteristic of him, and he would just blow up. Padre Twitter was convinced that he must have somehow been tipping off his pitches because they were hitting that first pitch and driving it and getting those home runs.
Maybe they were aggressive. Maybe they were guessing right that he's going to throw a fastball first pitch to try to get ahead, so they teed off on when they viewed it as being a fastball. And it wasn't helped that, Tatis had some problems in right field with the sun. And, that elongated the inning. But, for Joe to give up 3 bombs in 1 inning, that's not vintage Joe Musgrove. But he says, I have no health issues. This is not an elbow situation resurfacing. So we got to trust him there. Dodgers. It's staggering. Every time you breathe a breath, somebody else is going on the disabled list at Dodger Stadium. Now they've put their top young pitcher, hit 11-game winner, Gavin Stone. He goes on the DL.
Unbelievable.
They now have had 11 starting pitchers this season alone on the disabled list. 18 pitchers in all of the Dodgers have been on the DL. We're looking at a really bad situation. Yash Yamamoto, who made 2 starts but didn't throw a lot of innings, he's back, and he is going to start in the rotation for Dodger baseball, I think as early as Tuesday. Tyler Glasnow has been out over a month and has just started throwing off the mound. They don't even know if they have enough time to really amp him up to get him ready for postseason play. Granted, the Dodgers have a 6-game lead over the Padres, so they're going to be in the playoffs. But what is the quality of health of their starting pitching by the time they get to postseason? Dodgers are 6 up on San Diego, 6.5 up on Arizona. Now, in the wild card race, the Padres' lead over Arizona is back down to 0.5, and the lead over the Mets in Atlanta is just 2 with 3 weeks to go.
Yeah, it's tight.
I'm not hanging any black crepe paper here, but the Padres better be careful because they need to find a way to get hot. Now they're going back on the road to play some teams in desperate straits trying to save their own playoff hopes, starting with Seattle. I'd hate to say the Padres might not win a wild card spot here, but that's an issue. Ha-Seong Kim, by the way, I think is going to the disabled list. He cannot throw across the infield. So I don't think he's anywhere near ready to play, so they may put him on the DL retroactive to when they get hurt and just continue to rehab and the therapy, which means it brings somebody else up, and maybe that somebody else is going to be another pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, it might turn out to be a good deal. I mean, you don't want to see Ha-Seong Kim get hurt, but put Bogarts at short, Cronenworth at second, put Solano or Arise at first, and suddenly that could be a much better hitting team. But you have to like the way the Padres fought back, clawed back from a 6-0 deficit when everything went to hell in the fourth inning. That was positive. The Dodgers, to me, it's shocking, and Dodger fan is still angry at Dave Roberts. I mean, they should be praising Dave Roberts for holding this thing together with duct tape and baling wire like MacGyver.
I mean, I can't believe how many numbers of pitchers they've got on the disabled list. I mean, it's ungodly.
Yeah,
what's gone on in terms of how many pitchers they have lost, and they're still in first place. By the way, sidebar comment: show high. How about Otani pushing to get 50-50? And they think legitimately he can do it. I think the Dodgers, if I counted correctly, have got 19 games left. Can Otani get to 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases by the time we get to the 19 games on the schedule?
I think he will, and I think he's going to go for it, and I think the fans are going to encourage him. I mean, I remember when Canseco went 40-40, and we were all blown away by that. At 50-50, this guy is superhuman, and he can throw the ball over 100 miles an hour.
And by the way, speaking of that, Otani in private workout sessions has been throwing off the mound and in the bullpen. Just as part of his rehab, coming back from the elbow surgery, they have shut that down. Not because of physical woes. They have shut it down. All they want him to do is concentrate on preparation to be the designated hitter and not worry about anything else.
They could sure use him as a pitcher on that staff.
That's not going to happen. That's baseball. You're a Padre fan. You're a Dodger fan. Hey, we got slots open here in Fans Forum. I don't care where you're watching us on live stream. Jump on board there.